topic today is reasons why I broke up with you. So just to start off with, I broke up with you because
you weren't ready to be in a relationship.
You weren't understanding.
It wasn't it, because it wasn't it. It wasn't it.
Because we didn't communicate.
Because you're a liar.
We disagreed on multiple things.
You were mentally ill.
Miscommunication.
Because there were not enough understandings and stuff like that.
Because I would say meddling.
I took 5 quotes from Instagram, and I'm gonna read those quotes to you, and you're just gonna tell me how you feel about them, and we're gonna go from there, right? So the first quote is about dishonest, and the quote says, "Dishonest and not being able to talk real with your partner is one way to cause a breakup." So the question is, what level of dishonesty is too much before you leave the relationship?
I think there's no, I don't think it ever gets too much. I think it just builds up. It just gets to a certain point where your partner just gets tired and they're like, okay, it's not worth it anymore.
Like, when you get to a point where you're lying about like the littlest things, like the simplest things that you could just you don't have to lie about, that's like, now you're doing too much, relationship over.
I think when it's like big things, like lying about where you are, lying about what you're doing, I think that is a reason of like, well, why are you lying?
Saying they went somewhere but they're not there. And saying they didn't say something to people, but I came to find out that I actually said something that hurts me.
You gotta be honest with yourself and be honest with me. And if that part you can't really handle it, it's really hard for me to just stick by your side, because
whenever you just feel like it's it, you gotta reflect on it when you can, so you don't fall too deep into it.
I don't think there's levels to that.
Once you get in a relationship, ain't no point of lying to that partner. Y'all in it either for the long run, and if it's not for the long run, just leave that shit alone. You give me no time to waste.
Just like the other said, there's no level, but it's the first time you lie, I let it slide, and the second and the third, and I'm seeing okay, there's no honesty here, then it just gets too much and I can up and leave.
Any level of dishonesty is enough to leave a relationship, honestly. I feel like if you tell a small lie, or if you tell a bunch of small lies, then you're capable of telling a big lie. So if you lie to me once on something small, then I'm never gonna trust you on something big.
Is there a point in a relationship where you had to lie in order to save your relationship?
Yeah, so many times, Yeah, there were so many times.
Yes.
True, no, because I believe in being honest. Because even if you're going to hurt a person, at least you hurt them with the truth.
I wouldn't lie to save a relationship. I just don't need the relationship at that point if I'm lying to save it.
I always say go with honesty. Leave it up to your partner to decide whether or not what they want to do with the honesty. If they find out later, that's even more, it can create more problems.
I feel like you shouldn't do that. You should just tell them the truth, and then they will decide whether to take it or not.
I think at that point, the relationship is over. If it's to the point where you have to lie, I think that it's time to call it quits.
Does insecurities bring dishonesty?
Yes, it does.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
In what ways?
Because you feel insecure of yourself, you might feel like you're not enough, so you're already being dishonest to your partner because one, you don't love yourself, so how are you loving someone else? It's based on fake love that you're creating.
I think dishonesty causes insecurity. Being dishonest to someone can cause them to be insecure about the relationship.
For sure, yeah, that's human nature. If you're insecure about something, usually girls, most girls feel better with makeup on than others. So it's you try to cover something up with something else, basically, so yeah.
Well, I think more insecurities bring cheating than dishonesty necessarily. I think that being insecure with yourself is a huge reason why people cheat, because they look for validation from others.
Timing and forgetting that your partner needs attention can lead up to a breakup. What are signs of someone getting too comfortable in a relationship?
I'd say once they start like just budging into the bathroom while you're not doing your business, that's getting a little too comfortable, or just like leaving their things around, you know, in certain spot, like just making it like, you feel me, make it seem like they stay there even though, you know, they don't.
I don't really think you can be too comfortable necessarily.
I think you want to get as comfortable as possible with the person that you're in a relationship with.
They start to treat you like just normal. See, and that's when cheating comes in too, when the comfortability, you get so comfortable that it's like there's no excitement anymore.
You stop doing things that, you know, you were trying to do in life. Most of the time, you know, you're like, oh, I kind of want to do this, but like now I'm gonna switch it up and do this because I have this person in my life. So I would say never get comfortable. Like, you have to be uncomfortable because that's the only way you're gonna get better things.
First of all, before we even get in a relationship, I'm gonna set boundaries. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is what I'm cool with, this is what I'm not cool with. So we go get that out the way so we could have a good relationship. But if she like disobeys that, and that's where she's getting too comfortable, she's like coming home after AM basically, or like if it's not like a girl's night out or her friend's birthday, she should be coming home the time that I was like, this is the time to come home. Obviously, work and stuff like plays a part in that.
Breaking promises could also lead to breakups too, because like, what's the point of making a promise if you can't keep it?
I think you can be kind of crazy and suspicious, but I don't think you can be too comfortable.
For those who don't know, is there always a way for you to make time for your partner?
Yes, there's always a way.
There's always ways to make time for your partner, but you also have to be open and understanding in order to make it work, because there's going to be times where your partner can't create time for you like just then and there, but they may be able to create it later down the line or a little earlier. But I just feel like it takes two people to be open and, you know, understanding.
Leave flowers there for them when they get off from work. I think that's a way, even if it's not necessarily making the physical time, there's still ways to show your partner that I love you, I appreciate you, I'm here for you.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, just fit her into your schedule.
You make time for the things you like, you know?
Example, like you're gonna be busy the whole day. Like before you get into what you're gonna do, you could just like shoot me a text, I'm gonna be busy and blah, blah, blah. That's making time and considering me as a person.
It's the little things that matters. If you're too tired to talk at night, just say something nice, or like just say something about your day a little bit and then just be like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep. The little phone calls, like 5-minute phone calls, and the little breaks that you do get.
And unless you have a job that, you know, you don't take a break, which is understandable, but like once you get off work, you know, the first person that you should really think about texting or even call should be a partner.
Is going through your partner's phone a sign of being too comfortable or insecurity?
It depends what I'm going to look for. But like going through my partner's phone to check who's texting them, I don't usually do that.
I don't think that's insecurity. I don't know. I don't feel like it's insecurity at all.
I'll say more like being insecure, you feel me? Because if I'm really comfortable with you, why would I go through your phone?
If you already got that thought that she's cheating or whatever you're looking for is there, then just don't be with her. Because like most of the time, usually, right, you not just go like automatically think, oh, she's cheating for no reason. There's something that's supporting that. So just like talk to her about it if you like have facts or evidence. And then if she like still lying after you already know, then just leave that situation.
I don't go through phones. Whatever I need to know, God will show me in my dreams.
It depends on what they're going through your phone for. Like if they like searching for things to see if you doing something wrong, or if they just going through your phone just to go through it, you know, then that's cool. But if it's like looking for certain situation, things and stuff like that, then that's just doing too much. Like, ain't no point in doing that. Just ask.
Going through your partner's phone shows that you're insecure.
All right, so the next quote is about the ego. And the quote says, ignoring your partner and not communicating sooner or trying to figure out what's bothering them is another way to lead to a breakup. So the question is, some said, I have to talk to you before I see you. Some says, I have to see you before I talk to you. What do you say?
I have to see before talking to you. I'm an in-person guy. I don't even like texting like that. So I want to see you. And like you can actually feel the emotions, eye contact, all that. That falls in part with.
I mean, in person, honestly, yeah, in person, like talking to the person, yeah, I would really like see the person. Maybe yeah, first, you know, feel the vibe. I mean,
Like for me personally, like I feel like I get everything out through a text, and then we can meet up and talk about it.
I would say talking in person is better, because then like y'all can actually communicate, because texting through the phone, it really don't mean nothing. You feel me? It's just words being sent back and forth.
Yeah, before I see my partner, I'd rather tell them and let them know what they're going to find out later on.
We have to talk in person, because like I feel like on the phone there's a lot of things that people really don't understand, you feel me? Because like when I'm talking to you face to face, you know, like there is some way to express stuff that you can't do it through, you know, texting someone.
In the relationship, who's more responsible with lack of communication?
The two of them, because they're in that together.
And I think it's both. I think that men tend to not want to show their emotions, not want to show that they're hurting.
they both have to stay communicated, like, you know, share. That's your partner.
It's always like one has to bring it out of another. If my partner like doesn't want to communicate, then I'm not gonna want to communicate. But if he wants to communicate all the time about something, then it's gonna make me, like when there's a problem, go to my partner and talk about something.
It's like with our generation, I say it's between, because like everybody want to do their own thing. They get lost, you feel me, doing this, sidetracked into doing this, you feel me? So they forget to communicate with the other partner.
Because if it's only one person, he's gonna eventually get tired, or she's gonna eventually get tired. So it should be in the middle.
I can't be talking to you all the time and you're not talking to me. It's like you said, that's the ego part. It gotta be 50-50. We both have to be attracted to each other. That's how the relationship is gonna form.
I feel like women, I say women because they more like independent and strong, and they rely on themselves a lot. So if they got a problem, I feel like women are less confrontational, like most of the time in relationships. Whereas, you know, men, if they got a problem, go put it out there. Whereas women got a problem, like they'll hold it in, or if they got a problem with you, they'll hold it in, ignore you, walk around the house slamming doors, stomping until you figure out what's going on.
Is having so much pride bring a competition between you and your partner?
Not necessarily. You just get tired of being the first one to always, you know, okay, I'll apologize. I'll put my pride down. Like, I'll do that. It gets tiring. So at some point, you're just like, it is what it is.
I wouldn't say like competition, but they just feel like they're better than you.
I can't be the only one putting my pride aside for you. Like at a certain point, you're gonna have to put your pride aside too, and not like make my partner get comfortable with me always putting my pride aside, or him getting me comfortable he's putting aside. So it's like we have to match.
Pride is a big problem, because like some people just can't get over that pride, and it's just, if you put that to the side so they can see like where they go wrong or where they need to, you feel me, go right. Because I got, you feel me, ain't no wrong. Every man got pride too, and it takes a lot to put them in, feel me, pride to the side.
Pride in a relationship, I feel as like that shouldn't be a thing in a relationship, because this is just gonna end up dying. That's not gonna be a relationship no more.
I think like anything, being too prideful is an issue, you know, but I don't think that's necessarily a relationship issue. I think that's a you as a person issue. So I think that's something, again, that you need to look in on yourself and be like, why do I feel like this?
Let's move on with finance. The quote says, if your partner has lost for expensive things or money when you are trying to grow financially, that could lead up to a breakup. So the question is, when does gift turn into spoiling your partner?
Example, you bring me flowers every Friday. Like I'm expecting flowers every Friday, and the day you don't bring it, I get mad. Like that's a sign you spoiled me.
When you like know you don't have it, but you still go and spend it like you do, just so you can make her happy, then that's doing too much.
when it's like excessive, like when every time you do something wrong, you feel like you have to give her a gift. Every time, like when gift is basically your back support, you'd be like, oh, we argued, let me go get her purse. Or we did this, let me go get her this. So it's like when instead of talking about things, you think you cover it up with like giving her gifts, or she's overly asking for gifts, then that's just like you're her provider. Like that's how it's supposed to be, but like you're like her provider. Like you overly provided. She don't need that.
When does gifts turn into spoiling? When can gifts ever turn into spoiling? You're giving me a gift. Did I ask for it? No.
Should your partner know about your bank account?
For what?
To use it.
To use it?
Yeah.
Sure.
He can't hold mine, but I can't hold his. So.
Hell no. She's gonna start like, sending you things on Amazon, like, hey.
Not unless you're married. No.
I mean, I don't see no problem with it. As long as they let you know when they're gonna spend something.
When do you think is the right time to combine accounts with your partner?
I think when you have kids. I think that you should still have your separate accounts though. If you have your separate accounts and you have your big account for your kids, for school clothes. Yes, so like when you have kids, that's when you should get a bank account together. Because before that, I don't really think it's necessary.
I would say more like when we start having kids, that's when we actually can,
Never.
Never? Like never?
Never.
No chance?
Never.
They gotta be a ring on my finger.
That's a wrong finger.
No, it is.
It's a right finger over there.
Once y'all know, like, y'all ready for that type of commitment, because that's a big commitment. Once y'all combine accounts, y'all might as well get married.
The last quote is about lack of hope. When you don't see the signs of willing to fight for each other or give effort, it will make it hard for you to believe that they will be there for you. So the question is, what do you do to keep you and your partner connected emotionally?
We talk about our disagreements. We work our way to like fixing it.
More talking and understanding.
It's about the little things, like, words of affirmation. You have to know your partner's love language as well. What do they like?
I don't know. I just try and do little things. Be like, you look very handsome today. I hope you know that. Or be like, go and water his plants for him for a day. Or pick out an outfit for him before he goes to work. Little things like that to make his day a little bit easier.
If we pray together, go to church together, I feel like that can connect us emotionally.
We have sit downs and talk about each other's feeling, like where each other went wrong and how could we fix things for like a better tomorrow.
Take them out on dates, just random nights, date nights and stuff like that, or cook dinner every once in a while if you don't, or clean up the house, let them come home to a clean house, or ask them how their day been, and talk to them about their job, ask them about their personal life and just stuff like that. Show love, show affection, show them that you still love them like the same as you did, when you were chasing after them, so
Yeah.
just show them that you want them, make them feel wanted, make them feel special as much as you can.
Thank you so much, man.